Dímelo mi gente. Oh, fuck, my bad. Dímelo mi gente, what up? It's your boy Gus from Gus Villa Jewelry. We are in the GVJ headquarters where we hand make all this jewelry. In today's episode, we are going to be doing the ultimate showdown. I'm going to be showing you guys the difference between a $6 chain, a $60 chain, a $600 chain, and finally the 6,000 solid gold 10 karat Miami Cuban link chain. It's gonna be a doozy. Make sure to stick around. But before I do so, Benjamin, hit me with that intro music, the original intro music, not this new stuff that you're doing.
Gus Villa Jewelry.
This is the ultimate showdown of chains. We have something for everyone who is trying to purchase a Miami Cuban link chain. Now, I don't usually sell anything for under about $400 to $500, but I'm here to show you guys your options. So let's start off with first the cheapest option that we have available. Truth be told, I went up to wish.com and I quite literally hunted around for about 20 to 30 minutes until I found this puppy right here. It was exactly $6.23 coming from China. So for those ballers on an extreme budget, this bad boy is $6. I mean, it's a no-brainer that $6 is an insanely cheap amount of money to be paying for a chain. I can't tell you that this is any good, but I can tell you that it will cost you $6. So again, wish.com, pretty crappy. And here's what it looks like. As to be expected, everything just about from the lock to the links is completely and utterly off. The way it hangs on your chest is relatively good because they are machine made. Here's the tall tale sign that this is a crappy Cuban link. Number one, the spacing between the links. This is Chinese made. The links are insanely spaced. I can parallel park a Hummer through these things. They're so ugly. There's also no file to this whatsoever. You see this little piece right here? That's the actual link. It shouldn't show. In other words, it should be flat, and the less amount of space that shows the actual wire itself is the better the quality of the file. This, you can even see the wire almost immediately when you flip it horizontally. That's a very, very poor quality Cuban link. It comes with some sort of sleek lock on here, very typical of Chinese jewelry. They set these stones in the wax before they even cast it. The cheapest, fastest way to possibly build this. Let's go ahead and open up this class. Oh, look at this. This is even loose. Again, I mean, it's $6, right? But maybe it'll work for some of you guys. I can't even take this off. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I took it off one time and it's already messing up completely. This usually has a little tension because it's most likely stainless steel, but the lock is trash. It has no prongs on it. Figure 8 clasps don't even work. So already this is breaking down to me. Let me give you the pros. The only pro that I know is the fact that it's $6. And if you're up and coming hip hop artist and you want to throw on a chain just to, from afar, be flexing and looking cool, this might potentially work for you. Cons is that it's garbage. It's a one-time use. More than likely it's going to be stainless steel. It has no real weight to it. And the gold plating is going to fall off almost immediately. It's already falling through the links a little bit. So very inexpensive, probably for some younger kids, but it isn't gonna be for anyone who wants any sort of quality. Next chain. Here's an example of a $60 chain. Now we went down to our local wholesalers. They actually wholesale from China, and we got this bad boy right here. This is the type of stuff that you would regularly recommend me when you say, hey Gus, can you review this company or this company? Is 1,000% Chinese made. 100% from China. Chinese, 100% Chinese made. It's machine made stuff, typically from China, but this is gonna be around $60. They come in these plastic bags. Let me just take this off and give it a closer inspection so you can see. The color of it is usually always on point because of the plating that they use. This one tends to be a little bit darker, but it's actually not the best when it comes to overall look. Again, we can see that it is very spaced. There's no file. This one here in particular happens to be the most common Chinese chain that you can see everybody out there push as their own product. This is the same machine. You could tell because of the spacing. You can also see the exposed wire here on the side. There's no actual file to it. This box lock is in so many of the chains that you see out there. and they all use the same one. The link that is attached to the clasp is already kind of falling apart because they are not soldered manually. What the machine does is that it closes the gap as much as it can, and the rest of it stays on with hopes and prayers. There's a nice click to it because of course it's stainless steel. Let me just make sure that it is put on correctly, but here. Boom, you click on it, looks good. The figure eights clasp at least works. So this $60 one, at least the clasp works, the figure eights work, and the color is a little better. So this looks a bit more like real gold, but the actual construction is still pretty crappy. Now the beauty about this one, it may fool some people. If you don't commonly deal with Cuban link chains and you see it kind of from afar, it may even look real. And it's strictly because of the color. The color looks more like solid gold rather than that cheesy, cheap yellow. It's still just 60 bucks, but you do get a little bit more value. Same thing. It's for the younger crowd, someone that doesn't necessarily want to spend those thousands of dollars, and you just want to feel the weight on your shoulders. But for the most part, it's pretty trash. I mean, you're gonna wear it a couple of times, the plating's gonna rub off, and you've pretty much just thrown $60 down the drain. On to the next one. Third option is going to be a little bit more expensive. This price point is usually around from $500 to $600. This one here is gold over silver. So we use only two metals. Obviously the 950 silver underneath, and then we gold plated in 14 karat real gold. Not the fake plating or the industrial plating that you've seen in the Chinese stuff. The difference, of course, is handmade, and what separates it from $6 to $60 all the way up to $600. Now, here's what gold over silver, 10 millimeter, 24-inch chain, 14 karat plated, made by yours truly, Gus Villa Jewelry. This is what an actual Cuban link chain looks like. So there's a real file, there's an actual box lock, the color looks exactly like 14 karat. Each one of these links, if you open them up, is soldered completely. Pause. Is it solder or solder? They're all completely shut because there was a person that hand soldered each one of these links shut. Afterwards, we put it on a wooden board and we pour hot shellac over it, and there's someone that sits there and files this completely by hand. There's no machine. It's an actual person sweating in my shop that actually puts love and passion into each one of these. It also comes with a box lock. These are custom box locks for myself. I handmade the box locks, and then I created a mold in which we cast the box locks for anything that's gold over silver. Let's go for that click. There it is. And the figure eight clasp works perfectly. So here's what a Cuban link chain is supposed to look like. Flat, nice, tight links. There shouldn't be any uneven spacing. Aesthetically speaking, the file is what stands out the most. This is what most of these Chinese chains try to imitate, but they can't get it. Now, who is this for? This is for someone who doesn't necessarily want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars, but wants the identical look of a solid gold chain. This is going to last you anywhere from a year to 2 years, depending on use. And then of course, it looks almost identical to the solid one. You're actually getting quality. You're getting a box lock, you're getting good plating, you're getting good spacing between the links, and you're getting something that's filed. So there's not going to be anyone calling you out and saying, "Your shit fake, nigga!" Because this looks almost identical, like I said, to the real one. I know there's a lot of people out there that are gonna say, "Oh no, gold over silver is trash." But the reality is there's a market for this type of chain that caters to a specific person. Say for instance, you live in a really rough neighborhood and you don't wanna be walking around with your gold chain. If anybody, God forbid, tries to steal it, you say, "Hey brother, take it." It doesn't matter because ultimately it's just gold over silver. I myself, a lot of people always ask me, "Hey man, what do you daily wear?" This is the actual truth. This is a gold over silver chain. 80% of the time, I wear this. I have a 22 karat chain and I have a fully bust down chain. This is what I wear on a constant basis. And nobody can tell me that it doesn't look exactly like the real thing. So is it trash to some people? Of course. But for the rest of us humans that don't necessarily want to spend those thousands of dollars, we got this one. But the big boy is coming up next, and this one is the real deal. Finally, this is the big boy one. This is actual solid gold. In this case, it's 10 karat to fit it into the $6,000 budget. This is 175 grams, 10 millimeter, 24 inch, one of our more popular sizes, and it's an absolute beauty. Again, this is made by yours truly, all handmade. Now this one comes with a sleek lock, so it does have a little bit of a flare. This is what you come to expect when you want something at a higher level. Creme de la creme. It should have nice spacing between the links, nothing uneven. The links shouldn't kink ever. The color, as you can see, is very, very beautiful. This is 24 karat gold mixed with 10K alloy, and this is the natural color of 10 karat. It lays completely flat on your chest. It's a thing of beauty. This is for the type of person that, of course, wants to park their money in something that they can happily use. Not many things can you spend thousands of dollars on, and then eventually, if you have to sell it, get some sort of return on that investment. This is about $6,000. They'll probably give you anywhere from $5,000 to $5,200. You're parking your money is safe there. Gold is always in demand. This is for the ballers. This isn't for the little kids who don't have that much money. You need to be able to have a nice budget that says, okay, this is for me. This is something that I might pass down to my kids. This is big boy stuff. Is the $6,000 worth it to you? I don't know. That's a decision that you're gonna have to make. Can you get something that's a little bit cheaper and still pull off the same look? I just showed you 3 examples. You be the judge. Notice things like the file, the spacing between the links, the color, the overall shine. Notice the handset stones as opposed to the stones that are already set in wax. There's a lot of differences between the 4, and the budgets reflect that. So there it is. These are the 4 budgets that blanket the entire world. The chains do go up in price depending on the carat. I'm just showing you guys these 10 carats to keep it within that $6,000 budget. Of course, if you are interested in any of these gold over silver or solid gold Miami Cuban link chains made by hand, visit GusVillaJewelry.com. Share this video with anyone that you think would find this useful. Subscribe, like, and share this content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Holla at me.